So for this last strategy, we are benchmarking against 1. So the last video we really looked at benchmarking against half. This one is looking at benchmarking against 1. And the definition that we need to focus on for this strategy is unit fractions. So unit fractions are any numerator, anytime the numerator is 1, but we can also think about it as one piece of the fraction. So this 1/4 is a unit fraction, this 1/8 is a unit fraction, and so on. So when we're looking at benchmarking against 1, for this I'm going to use these, they're called fraction stacks, and I'll leave a link to the Amazon link in the description. They're less than $20 and they are a great visual for this particular strategy. So if I'm looking at which one is greater, 2/3 or 3/4, what is unique about this particular problem is both of these numbers are one unit fraction away from 1. So I can take away 1/3 to have 2/3. And if I take away my unit fraction away from 1 for 3/4, I can see that the 3/4 is greater than the 2/3. So that's why we're focusing on these unit fractions away from 1. So another example could be 5/6 compared to 9/10. So I have my 6 here. If I take away 1, I have 5, so I'm one unit fraction away from 1. And my 9/10, I take away 1 here. Because the tenths are broken into smaller pieces, the larger denominator on both of these is going to be the larger number. So 9/10 is greater than 5/6. And coming back up here, the 3/4 is going to be greater than the 2/3. Because as we look at unit fractions away from 1, the smaller the pieces, the closer we are to 1. This also works with money. One of the problems I give students is if I have $1 in my pocket and I lose 1 coin, all the coins are the same, and I lose 1 coin, what's the maximum amount of money I could have? If I lose a quarter, I have 75 cents. But if I only lose a penny, I have 99 cents. So thinking about, as we look at ones, as we break them into smaller and smaller pieces, if we're just missing that 1, that's the greater fraction. So another example might be 7/8 and 11/12. So here I have a 12th. It's a pretty small fraction. If I'm only missing this one away from 1 as compared to this 1/8 away from 1, we can see the 1/8 is bigger than the 12th. And so this 7/8 is less than 11/12 because the piece that we're missing on the 1/8 is bigger. So 7/8 is less than 11/12. This can also be done on the number line, but I think the visual of using the fraction stacks for this is really helpful. For this video, I've kept them all in order, but they're very easily moved around. So if you're comparing thirds to 6, you could easily move these fifths out of the way and compare 2/3 to 5/6 to get a more visual for students who might need it closer like that, right next to each other. So again, these are the fraction stacks, and the link for this will be in the description.